Gen Z, so many of them don't even shave. Definitely aren't waxing their Having a wax is like a millennial thing.
I have this image now. You find a dead body. It's for you.
Yeah, like...
Looks like she was 40.
And I was like, am I going to read older with my wax? And I was like, maybe I just let this go. And then I looked down and I remembered I have 2 gray pubic hairs. And I was like, well, that's going to age me faster than the haircut. So let's just rip it all out.
Oh, no, I have an Obama 08 sticker on here. Welcome to On the Apps Dating Podcast. I'm Julian.
Robin, Julian's wife.
Sorry, I messed up my intro. I'm Julian, a stand-up comic in New York City.
I'm Robin, Julian's wife in New York City.
Yes, my wife and nothing more, as we say. She's a lawyer and many other talented things. If you've tuned in recently, we were following the saga. We are in an open marriage, and Robin has started, for the first time in a few years, venturing out.
Starting to date. It's been a really wild and interesting ride.
Yes, and many funny things. Where did we get to last time with it? Where were you at?
I think we were just talked about how I was turned down by a 24-year-old.
Yes, you were turned down by a 24-year-old. And let me tell you the strategy Robin undertook. One 24-year-old turned her down. So she said, you know what I need? A different 24-year-old.
If you get 2 24-year-olds, then they're...
That's 48, baby.
Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable.
And you were
age.
feeling a little guilty. You thought you were taking advantage of an age bracket. I didn't think
genuinely. I still think it's maybe a little bit wrong. 24, like, here's the reason why. And it's not because they can't make choices for themselves or they can't, it's none of that. They're men.
This
they
one
can
can't
make
make
a choice.
choices. He's tied up to the radiator, so his choice is, does he pee in the pot plant or into the radiator sleeve?
No, it's just that I think with age comes this knowledge that everything's going to be fine, that none of this is a big deal, that all of it's a bit ridiculous. And it just has, I don't know, it's less charged. And I think that when you're dealing with somebody who's like, when you're 24, everything still feels like a pretty big deal. Like, you're even at the age where, like, you have not even probably lost friend groups yet. Like, you're still probably connected to your friend groups from childhood. Like, they haven't, I don't know. It just, everything just seems like permanent and important. And you also, I mean, genuinely, brain development, like, science has shown us that there is a difference in brain development, or that your prefrontal cortex
well, they say a man's brain
develop.
doesn't start developing until he's 27.
But yeah, so there are just things that, like, literally the way you think is different.
Yeah, well, those are 2 things you touched on. Because one, the idea of the brain thing, which I do buy, but sometimes 24 is very close to 25, which is the number they throw out sometimes.
I mean, it's an arbitrary number and it's different for everybody, but yeah.
Yes. But the thing about life experience is particularly sad because what you just said is like, I can't date a 24-year-old. He still has hope. He still thinks things can be good.
It's not so much hope, but, like, one of the things that stuck out to me in a conversation I had with the guy who turned me down was just that he was like, so everything about it was like, there was just so much anxiety about, like, messing up or, like, hurting people's feelings or stuff that I genuinely had not even considered.
Yeah, because you were like, well, no, we're just having fun. It's fine.
It's just fun. And, like, and I just... It hadn't even occurred to me that was, like, a possibility. And and that's because I'm not of that age where, like, yeah, of course, like, yeah, like, probably himself probably sees every romantic relationship as, like, somewhat important or somewhat, like, formidable. I mean, maybe not everyone, but everyone with somebody that you already know, that you're already, like, friends with. And like, the possibility of just, like, messing up, like, a whole dynamic, like, it just, I don't know. It's been so long. I haven't even dated within a friend group in so long. Like, I haven't even had an opportunity to, like, shit where I eat in so long.
I feel like your point is getting, I don't follow it anymore. Wait,
can we cut all of this?
No, let me give you an example from a few friends of mine if this helps. My friend Jake Gyllenhaal. He dated my other friend Taylor Swift.
Okay, yeah.
And are you aware of the thing with the red scarf or something?
No.
So basically, she wrote a song called "All Ends Well," that's wrong. It's something like that. But effectively, I think he was like 30 and she would have been like 20, maybe she was just turning 21. It was like something. It was that a big age gap. And then her song is like how, like, he it's very clear listening to the song that she, much like you're saying, this younger guy, this was such a big deal. And this was so important. But Jake, at 30, was like, well, no, I was hooking up with this younger girl and it was fun and I really enjoyed our time together. And she's ascribing all of this meaning to all of these things. So she's like, remember when you met my parents and you made him laugh and no one makes my dad laugh. And remember, then you left a scarf at my place. Maybe it wasn't a scarf, maybe it was a sweater. And like, so the point is, maybe what you're saying is like these younger people, it's like not as much stuff has happened. So everything's so important and so big.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel like, as the older one, Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm sure, not that we don't talk in a while, but I'm sure he was like, well, I feel bad that her feelings are hurt, but honestly, I kind of thought we both understood that this was at the level it was.
Yeah.
Although I think whatever she was, 20 to 24, is a bit different. But yeah, Taylor Swift wrote a 12-minute song about the devastation.
12 minutes?
The extended version is like 12 minutes, yeah. It's not bad.
Fuck?
I quite like it. Anyway, nonetheless, that I think is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I'm saying it while also realizing that it sounds like so fucking patronizing because I'm talking about people who are like educated, smart, like great people, really like great people, but they're just something just comes with another 20 years of age.
And it is patronizing, but it puts you in this impossible situation as the older one, which is why the older people having sex with younger people are really the victims. And I stand by that.
Oh my God, I almost pushed water right out of my nose laughing about that. Okay, yeah.
We are the victims. Well, I had situations, less about the age thing, but still about the dynamic. I was seeing a girl for a while. I was younger. She was younger than me, but this is a while ago. And I could tell she was getting more attached. And I said, listen, you're getting more attached than I am. You're going to get hurt. We have to break this up. And then she said what you said. She goes, how fucking patronizing. How dare you? But it was a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. Because then I kept seeing her. And then when we broke up and then she was devastated, everyone looked at me and was like, you're a piece of shit. You knew this would happen.
You knew.
But I was like, but she said she was okay with that. You knew. So the only solution you can have is to just be so it's very
to
frustrating.
Just be like, okay, well.
And she gets to be the one who gets to do the big speech about being patronizing and then also then get heartbroken and be like, you're a monster for letting it happen.
Looking forward to that.
And then she wrote a 12-minute song about it. I was like, move on, Taylor Swift. Okay. I still call her by her full name. That's out of respect. Taylor Reginald Swift. People don't know. Middle name Reginald.
But it's been so weird because I haven't slept with anybody yet. I'm lining people up. I'm as Sarah, our last guest, said, I am trying to fill out my JV roster.
She's filling out the JV roster. That's at University of High School, man.
But like, I don't even know what I was gonna say.
Well, I'll fill in the gaps for you. You're a monster.
I'm a monster.
No, but the funniest part is that you are worried about how this is coming off as you taking advantage of them. And then in your more, dare I say, horny stages, when you've been describing the situation, you have used a certain movie franchise to describe how you are feeling and what you want to do to these people. And it is not becoming. It's not a pleasant movie title you've used. Can you tell me the movie franchise that describes how you see yourself and the role you play in these relationships?
Okay, and I'm going to describe first the feeling because I think that I am what I am going to describe that every woman feels.
Okay, so to be clear, Robin is now dragging down
the whole gender. Listen, okay, and I think I have a good reason for this too, because I think women spend so much time, one, being taught that, or being socialized to believe that like your worth comes from whether or not men want you. So there's that. And then you start having sex and you realize, oh, sex doesn't lead to orgasm, so what is this for? And it is that what it is, or like what I got out of sex for the longest time was just the validation that this guy wants to fuck me. And there's like something so hot about another person being so turned on by you. And that is like, for a lot of straight women, that is like a big part of their sexuality until they learn how to come with another person or...
Like you did with me. I want to clarify.
Start having sex with women. No. It's so for me, and the thing that I am kind of looking for right now is a bit of that. This feeling of like I have Highlandered this man.
The movie title she's talking about is Highlander. Aging herself.
There can only be one.
I gotta say, first of all, two reasons. Number one.
Okay, aging myself, but I'll say I have never seen this movie or any of the TV shows.
No, it came out when she was already 30, so she wasn't seeing movies anymore. She was done with the movie.
It's a talkie, right?
I remember growing up with Sean Connery back in 1472. So Highlander, a movie, if you haven't seen it, which is fair, it's an older movie, and if you haven't had it done to you by an older woman, in the actual movie Highlander, there are people, they explain it, they retcon it later, but at the time you don't know why, but some people living on Earth are immortal. And it starts off following, I can't remember, who's the main character?
I don't know, I've never seen the movie.
She has. And they become sword fighters.
I didn't even know it was set in Scotland until you said something about it.
Well, that's the start of it. And then they end up in New York. But they cannot die. They're immortal. So they keep getting killed. They come back to life. And they become warriors all through time. And the only way you can kill a Highlander is by chopping their head off. And there's like hundreds of them all around the world. And they hunt each other because once you chop a Highlander's head off, you absorb their power.
Yeah, you have their power. I want their sexual energy. I want to suck up their sexual energy.
So she... and the Highlanders are not bad people in the thing, but the good ones don't go around chopping off heads off unless they have to. And Robin is excited to be effectively the villain of this movie because it is the villain who goes around trying to absorb powers.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not cutting off their heads. I'm just making them come into condoms. What are you talking about?
You said you
I'm doing a service.
Is this funny doing... She's at your cervix.
Your cervix.
Did you just fart?
I saluted.
Oh, okay, good.
A fart? You thought I farted?
I thought you did both, which I think is a very funny commentary on the industrial
fart.
military complex.
You thought it was a fancy fart.
All your farts are fancy. I'm very impressed.
Okay.
But yeah, I get it, and it is funny. But it's just, and I get the logic you're saying, but you understand the contradiction morally. How you're like, I'm really wrestling with this dilemma, but I'm going to call the dilemma Highlandering someone.
No, I'm not. The dilemma is separate, right? Like, I have this desire. That's the Highlandering. I have a dilemma about my desire because it does feel not the desire itself. That I understand where that comes from. It comes from all the things that I already described.
Does he need to be young to be Highlanded?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And also, this is a feeling that I've had from a young the feeling of Highlandering that has been my sexuality for the majority of my life.
Do you feel you Highlanded me?
We both know the answer to that.
Do you think you Highlanded me?
That's what you said.
I didn't finish the first time we had sex.
I know. That's why I never said what I said or never said what you said.
Okay.
I'm just not admitting anything on this podcast.
I think you got Highlanded. Okay? I have your power. Okay? And it stinks. As soon as it got in me, I was disgusted. I wish I could give this stinky power back. It's gross.
It is gross.
Okay, no, the reason I'm saying it's funny is that if you were trying to soften the moral dilemma and make it seem like you were less the bad guy, you would choose a movie title.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
Okay, no, that's clear.
I wasn't.
You were leading in.
Yeah, leaning
that
way,
book
way in.
by that woman about how to be a successful woman, Lean In, is about Highlandering.
Fuck that bitch.
Okay, I don't know if is she a bad person?
She's a Zionist. And she's a bad person. She's a billionaire. All billionaires are bad.
Okay, so she's not a Highlander then.
I mean, she would be if she could, probably.
Okay, now you're just admitting it's bad.
No. Highlandering is bad. What do you... I never said it was good.
Okay, but what I find most funny about it would be frustrating as a guy is it's so funny hearing you talk about what you're looking for out of these relationships. And it's literally like if you combined, like if you made a little layout of all the things I want.
Okay.
And all the things you want, they're exact opposites. Like as in you are loving this early non-sexual part of these relationships.
Yeah. That's the best
And you're
part.
trying to extend this part where you're not having sex. Because that is building up with Highlandering.
Keep saying no, boys.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas...
Make me beg.
But...
I won't.
And you have even said that...
No, I won't.
You won't beg.
No.
What was the last text you sent?
That wasn't begging.
I know, but it was
It wasn't
adjacent.
begging. No, it wasn't begging.
Okay.
That was a proposition.
It was a proposition.
It was a proposition.
Proposition. You did say pretty please. I don't know if that...
I'm taking very serious issue with this because I don't think that's begging. Please explain yourself.
I don't think it's begging.
Explain yourself.
It's not begging. It's not. But it's forward.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not begging. I agree. Okay? I don't think it's begging. Okay, we're going to come back in a few minutes. We have to repair our marriage. But what I find funny is all the things, and then so you're like, ideally you have this period where like they know forever, and then they finally agree to do it, and then like then you said even that they would come in their pants before they even got to fuck you, would be ideal.
Yeah.
And as a guy, I'm like, I want to skip all the other stuff, and I just want to go to the sex part, which is the part that you couldn't, at least for these encounters.
I mean, here's the thing: is like sex can be great. It's usually pretty bleh.
Okay, I need you to I'm going to keep putting asterisks and say that we have good sex.
We have good sex.
Because we were married and been together a while. But you're saying when you meet someone new.
Yeah. I think even when you meet somebody new, there's a 50% chance that they are trainable. And then there is
the JV metaphor is coming back.
Well, I mean, because there are like basically every man comes to you just knowing exactly what their last girlfriend liked. That's
and maybe a collection of multiple, maybe a build-up.
Possibly a build-up, but usually I don't know. A build-up, whatever. They just come to you with like whatever their last girlfriend liked, and they do that. And I'm gonna say I think a lot of the times it's not even what their last girlfriend liked. It's what their last girlfriend was like. Okay, this is
as good as it gets.
This is as good as it gets, and it will lead. Like I know for a fact, and the numbers are there, that the majority of women who have straight sex aren't having orgasms during sex, and so that's. So, and young women, or women, not even young women, many women just don't even tell their partner anything about that, or they don't even know what could possibly lead to them having an orgasm with another person. So I think the best thing you can be as a man when you have sex with a woman is trainable.
Yeah, but can I say the best thing a woman can be as a man is willing to coach?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you don't. If every man, I mean, I say this, I've had all the experience where, like, I'm amazed at some of the people you tell me about who would come over to you and not be willing to take advice.
Yeah.
Which to me is insane. Because I'm like, whatever woman says, I'm like, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I will beg, okay?
I don't know why I'm wearing this dog costume, but I'm into it.
Yeah. And we're at a wedding. So I'm amazed when you say the guys won't do that. But you said especially some Gen Xers would be like, I just want to figure it out myself.
Yeah, I mean, in my experience, it's been older guys. Though there is a part of me that, like, in my discussions with one of these people, like, got a sense of like, oh, this feels like an untrainable person. Like,
as in, they didn't have the coordination, or they didn't have the intent. No,
just like didn't have the intent. Like didn't like.
One of these people we're discussing.
Yeah, just like didn't seem necessarily like. Really open sexually, period, and maybe a little bit like stuck in a like monogamous heteronormative mentality of like, okay, well, how am I supposed to like fuck you if you have a husband? You know, that kind of feeling, or like, how does this work? Like, and I could be completely wrong about that, completely wrong, but it just I think there are people for whom sex is a very uncomfortable topic.
And that's going to make everything more difficult.
Exactly. And those are the people who are uncoachable because they don't want to hear about sex. They don't want to talk about sex. They want to have it in the dark right before a shower. But they're not, it's not fun for them to like talk about it, think about it with another person.
Yeah. And you want someone who you can sit and have a room with and get really excited about the nitty-gritty of it, as opposed to someone, as soon as you say one thing, they get very offended. Mm-hmm. And they go, what? Like, I think I told you that time I was seeing a girl ages ago. It was right when we started dating. And she, when we were kissing on her couch, I put my hand around the pillow and I found a vibrator. Mm-hmm. Told you that, right? And I was like, I literally I was like, oh my God, you have a... And she was very embarrassed. I was, don't be embarrassed. I go, that's great, we can use it. Do you want me to use it? And then she slapped me in the face and goes, how dare you?
What?
I know.
Oh my God,
Haven't
that's
I told
crazy.
that story? Yeah.
How dare you what?
How dare I like behold a bad name? You know what I mean? How dare I like imply something so dirty? I don't know. Like
she's like, this isn't mine. How dare you?
Yeah. But I was like, okay, well, first of all, the other thing I'll say.
The vibrator fairy left it there for me.
This filthy bastard,
yeah.
and he probably left a bunch of others around the apartment. Sick bastard. Also, I will say, as gross as men are in so many ways, and we discussed it in the last pod with Sarah about like time between washing sheets, the way women will just leave their vibrators places and not wash them, like in between. You know what I mean? As in like not
if it's an outside vibrator, you don't necessarily because I use my outside vibrator over my underwear.
Okay, and maybe that's more acceptable, but I mean, I don't know exactly what they're doing with it, but I mean, even a wipe down.
And my pajama bottoms, if I'm wearing them. My flannels.
Just, that
Naughty bitch.
Go put on those flannel PJs, you fucking bitch.
You dirty little slut.
Go put on that sleeping cat, you fucking whore. Go give me a huck shoe. Yeah, I mean, weren't you in that street interview where you said the best way to give a blowjob is to huck?
You just gotta do a nice big snore, a nice big Disney snore on it.
Anyway, so the point is, she's an example of what you said, where people are uncoachable because they're just uncomfortable and weird about it.
Yeah, they're just
and it's like, well, this isn't fun now.
Yeah. Or because I like being open about sex, especially if I'm planning on having it with you, because I just think the worst time to be communicating about what you like and what you want and like things that you really don't like is during the act. I mean, I think there are ways to make it hot, but I don't know. For me, I prefer to go into it knowing that at the very least we both have the same expectations.
Yeah, 100%. And you're right, it's going to be it's frustrating because it's a million times better for everyone to discuss it before or outside of the sexual act, but they don't want to do that. So it's almost like when you're planning a shoot day or some big event, and you're like, "We'll just do it on the event day." It's like, yeah, but it's going to be so much worse.
It's going to be so much worse.
I know it's uncomfortable to talk about now, and it's like kind of annoying. We want to get out of here, but like we're going to save time if we do it now. I always thought like one of the best things ever was when you're on like a third date with a girl, and you've a little more you're more comfortable. You've had sex already, and then you kind of like flirtily be like, so what do you like? And they're like, what do you like? And you're like, I like this. And like, oh my God, I like that. And then you start to open up. And then you get all excited. You're like, we're going to do all these things.
And I like to do that on a first date because like...
We used to text ahead of time.
Or yeah, it's just a very... I don't know. Yeah, because God forbid, and that I mean, this did happen to me that just one time. That was a fucking nightmare scenario where like you and not by my fault because I did tell this man what I wanted, which was a calm, assertive energy and a more a grown and dominant situation, and my expectations to come, and condoms are non-negotiable, and if you have a big dick, it will be limited. And we get to my house, and he wants to suck on mommy's boobies, and literally the only thing he heard in that conversation was, "I want to have sex with you. Do you have a condom?" And like, so that was
you went through that kind of quickly. I want to make sure everyone who does listen to this, he wanted to be a baby.
He wanted to be a baby.
He wanted to be a baby, and Robin said, "I want you to be a daddy," and he was like, "Yeah, baby."
Yeah, baby have condom.
Baby. And then is this guy who asked you for juice?
Yeah, he's the guy who asked me for juice.
Was that part of the kink, or did he just want juice?
You know, when he first asked me for it, I just thought it was an annoying thing. But like juice in particular is such a, like, it's not like, do you have something to drink? It's like, do you have juice?
Because, I mean, the way you do it, I find it funny.
What adult has juice?
What you do is you say, oh, can I grab a drink? And then they tell you what they have. To just call your shot and be like, take a grape soda.
Yeah. Can I get a juice? Do you have Kool-Aid? Do you have a Capri Sun? Do you have orange slices? Yeah. Scott's mom was supposed to bring orange slices this time. He also did after when I was like, you need to leave my house. This is a mismatch. He did tell me that he slept with a lot of older women. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's what this was. So like you saw I was at the time in my 30s or like late 30s.
But do you think as a woman gets older, does she more want the baby fantasy?
No,
I don't know if that's
I don't
true.
think so. I think if anything, it seems like you'd want it less. Because
you have more responsibilities, more pressures. You want to...
Yeah. You're like, yeah, you want it less. Also, like, I think there is something like de-sexed about being an older woman, and like when you want to feel sexy, like the last thing you want to be associated with is like unsexy things. Though, you know, for people who have like a mommy fetish like this one, like that's just as hot as it can get. But yeah, so that's one reason why I like to have that conversation first, because God forbid it's a complete mismatch and you get a guy in there who needs to be led and needs to be, you know, like, a guy who needs to be led.
Well, it is interesting because I suppose like it'd be more important for women to have it because as a guy, it's like if you're a more dominant guy, I mean, unless, you know, you can kind of like, if she's middle of the road or whatever, you can still kind of get what you enjoy out of sex. But if you're a more submissive girl and you want them to be dominant, like you can't make them in the moment because that's like it's very counter to the thing. You're like, I kind of want to do nothing. And they're like, oh, I want to do nothing as well. It's like, well, now we're in trouble.
Yeah, that definitely needs to be negotiated beforehand because you're starting to talk about power dynamics a little bit. And to me, that's hotter than the actual sex part. Like it's the mindset. It's the like being able to like relax and like trust somebody else, and that you can't train that. certainly not in the moment. But yeah, so it's I prefer to have that conversation. And when people can't have that conversation, it's a good indicator to me that they're maybe not going to be that fun in bed.
100%. Well, I mean, I think there's flip sides of it where
And
it's
thank
like,
God, what I'm looking for is for somebody to come in their pants before they even touch me. So no big deal.
my favorite awkward thing that we're going through now is you and I, like, some of these people know who I am. And they're like,
You are such a cockblock, I think. Like, it doesn't help me to have a giant, hot husband.
well, I'm not going to stop waiting around their apartments. I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm not going to stop saying, how you doing?
I mean, one of them it was like, okay, so you're married, and like, we were having conversations about how like the current political climate can be really isolating, and that's one of the reasons. It's the main reason. It's the reason I think that I haven't been dating.
Yeah, because your pool of potential everything from friends to potential, I was going to say lovers. That's a weird
Lovers.
word. Meat lovers.
Yeah, you have to say it. Yeah, potential meat lovers pizza is very
shrinking.
It's shrinking.
And also, in your defense, that is why you're going younger, because most people your age, your age,
Yeah, they fucking suck.
Well, I mean,
or their politics are like central.
But by definition, the older you get, the less likely you have what would be considered revolutionary, in because you have more to lose.
Yeah, and I'm living that globalized the Intifada life. So
Yeah.
it's definitely been tough. And so we had this conversation about how it's very isolating. And I had said, like, there are times where it just feels really lonely. And he's like, but you have a husband. Like, you're saying this. And he literally said, he's like, but what about like your 6'5" British husband? I was like, well, he's Australian, so...
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
But I will say, one of the insecurities I do have around this, less so with you dating people, is just that, like, because I want people to know, I swear I'm a good husband.
No, yeah, you are. You're a
swear
fantastic
I'm nice
husband.
and I'm there for you. And when you first said you want to start dating because you'd been very isolated, I was like, well, do you want us to do this? And it was funny because you were like, it's no fun if it's your husband.
Yeah, it's no fun if I already Highlandered you, but you did Highlander me. It's
We
fine.
Highlanded each other. We were saying we both had our heads chopped off.
I straddled you first, so I let you Highlander me is really what happened. Because you would have never made me come if I didn't.
I'm what they call a midlander. Okay, I just play right down the middle, force them to make a move.
No, and it is really difficult. Like when people have those questions, it was interesting because I did have to think about like, I mean, I had probably just a canned answer. I don't even remember what I said. I'm sure it was something along the lines of "he sucked." No, just kidding. But yeah, it's just like, well, you're already in my orbit, and like my orbit shrunk, and you're a huge part of it. But clearly, like, I need more than just a husband. I need
you need a place to cook, a place to you need a husband, you need a place to cook, and you need a couple of kids.
Probably need to have a hairdresser and a pussy waxer, and that's probably all you need.
And the pussy waxer has to be blind. Those are the rules, I said blind and gay.
Oh, this is kind of a funny one. So I don't know if we talked about this, but like in my like, oh, okay, so I'm starting to feel I'm starting to feel sexual attraction to new people. This is interesting. And like, what the fuck? They're really young. And I know that Gen Z, like so many of them don't even shave. I'm talking about Gen Z femmes, don't even shave, or Gen Z cis women who are straight, don't shave. Definitely aren't waxing their pussy. Like all of the pussy waxing places over by NYU have shut down. Which is a shame because they're the cheapest places. It's like it's like having a waxed pussy is like it's a millennial thing.
So
That's for millennials.
I have this image now of like you find a dead body. It's like SVU.
Yeah, like
looks like she was 40.
And I was like, am I going to read older? Like, should I let my pussy hair grow out? Am I going to be reading older with my wax pussy, which is how I prefer it. Like, it feels like cleaner is the wrong word, but certainly because in a Brazilian wax, which is what I get, they also wax your asshole, which does seem cleaner to me.
Well, I will say, remember, Robin? It's very funny that waxing your pussy makes you look prepubescent.
Yeah, genuinely.
but now it makes you look
old.
Also, I think you're such a sweet gal. It's Robin, right? The fact that you're a beautiful woman. The fact that any guy would be like, ugh!
Old pussy.
Yeah.
Look at this millennial pussy. No, but so I like it's wintertime anyway, and I've been so busy, so I hadn't even seen my wax lady in a while. And I was like, maybe I just let this go. And then I looked down and I remembered I have 2 gray pubic hairs. And I was like, well, that's going to age me faster than the haircut. So let's just rip it all out.
Oh, no, I have an Obama 08 sticker on here.
Yeah, so it's been a fraught, interesting time, but really, really fun. I've been having so much fun.
Well, I know this is a weird thing to talk about for me. It's all about me, not about you. But
Yeah.
as the guy went, because basically what happened is you were feeling very lonely and sad, and I would always be like, let's go on a date, let's do this, and try and bring you out of it. But I think you were in general in like a more depressive state.
Yeah.
But then you were like, I'm feeling more attractive. We can do things, but I'd like to start exploring it with other people. And I do think when feeling that way about yourself and it was a positive, and I was glad you could sort of you were in a mental place where you can start exploring and doing things because it meant you were feeling happier than you had previously. So I was grateful for that.
End of story.
There's no negative to that. And then you start talking about Highlandering, and I was like, okay,
this doesn't feel healthy.
this woman's going to kill these guys.
No, I do. I genuinely think that Highlandering, most women don't know the term, but if they did, they'd be like, if you describe that to them, they'd be like, yeah, that is a good chunk of my sexuality.
It's so frustrating as a guy, because I've bumped up against that. Where, just to make sure of time, because like these girls are like, I'm like, what are you getting out of this? Like, why don't we fuck? They're like, no, I'm getting it now.
Yeah, oh, I'm getting your attention. Oh, I'm getting your desires. Just, especially because there is something, like, to see in a man's eyes, like, how much they want you is so erotic. I'm going to slide off this stool. Like, it is so empowering but sexy. Like, and I don't know. Maybe also like part of it is.
But can I just say the reason it's confusing as a man is in my head it's very logical to be like, oh, she wants me to be desired, but ultimately what she wants is to get fucked, and this is a step to that. It's very what's contrary and strange in my mind is that we don't even need the sex part. It's
you don't understand the mind games.
No, totally. And I've had times when I'm with a girl and she clearly wants me, and she's dragging that part out, and I'm like, we could be having sex right now, which is the end goal, and you're like, no, that's an unfortunate byproduct.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of also why, like, like, I'm turned on and I want to have sex, and I know you and I could have sex, but I'm like, no, not with you. Like, not because
typically we have sex, okay, once a year.
And the thing, what's crazy is that I know that when you and I have sex, that is like a guaranteed orgasm. Like, that's a guaranteed very good time. I'm going to physically enjoy myself, and it will have all the things that I like. And you'll even know, and even afterwards, like there'll be cleanup. Like, it will all be just perfectly executed. But
executed Highlander reference.
But what I'm looking for is that, like, a new person. Like, it doesn't have the, like, when your husband desires you, it doesn't have the same erotic weight as when a stranger
No,
does.
and that's not new to monogamy. It's everything. It's like when a friend when a random black guy gives me a compliment on my jacket. It's much more powerful than
when your wife buys it for you and begs you to wear it.
Typically, I paid for it.
Oh, no, yeah, you did.
You did put it on the counter.
Yeah.
So don't be claiming that. I paid for it. And something for you as well. No big deal. It's back when I was employed. No, totally. But it sucks to say that out loud. It's one of the many things with being open and actually discussing these things is like, it's a universal truth that no one talks about. Yeah. Which is that having someone else desire you feels better. And these other people that I see.
It's not actually better. It's just different. And like when you have somebody like, if you stopped desiring me tomorrow, that would be a huge loss. And then I regained that. That would be so much better than this
if you
desire.
were to Highlander me again.
Yeah. No, but the thing is that we already have it. So and as humans, it's so easy to like kind of take for granted what you already have.
Well, to put it in business terms, these things where like phone companies put all the extra effort into getting new customers, and then they don't treat the current customers, because they're like, we already have that customer.
Yeah, we got them in the bag.
And they're paying monthly.
But yeah, so it's not that it's better. It's just that it's different, and what I'm looking for is different.
No, I feel the exact same way, but it's even when it's like the other person might be less attractive than your partner, and people have said that. Like, your wife's beautiful. It's like, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not the point.
I need someone different, and it feels different, and it's not the no. So that all. Yeah, I think everyone would agree with that.
Yeah.
The idea of
Yeah.
something different, even someone less attractive than a wife or different a wife or less fun,
Mm-hmm.
or in that case husband, is very exciting and very fun.
I think there's also there's something, when you're in drawing out that the between like recognizing there's an attraction there and having sex. Like I think that's part of the reason why kids are so horny. Because, like, they can't, right? Like, when you're younger, like, you have to, like, sneak around. And, you don't know because you didn't do any of this when you were young. But
Lost my virginity late.
but that was, like, it's so drawn out. And I think that's also, like, one of the reasons why a lot of, like, women's, like sex books, like like erotica that they read, like there's a whole, and I didn't even know this term, but there's a whole like genre or subgenre of erotica that's just about like bullies. And it's like, and it's always the situation where like you can't really have this guy, or for whatever reason he can't have you, and so there's like this kind of like not necessarily animosity, but sometimes animosity, or just like you can't have me, and like and women clearly find it hot because it's a huge subsection of the genre.
No, it's just one of the many things that men struggle with confusing wise. I have to head to my spot in a second. So
All right.
I think we'll pick up the story. So just so anyone is following where we're at now, Robin in pursuit of two young men. Hot pursuit of two young men, and we'll tune in. One of them seems like about to. Sorry, how do I phrase this?
About to be Highlander.
Robin wants to give him behead. Is that
What behead?
like
What?
beheading? Oh. Beheading
That
in
was
that
a
direction.
stretch. Yeah,
that was
not that
a
good.
stretch. Fine. Okay, well, I can
Not
cut
that
it. I'm the editor. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch up next week on the new podcast called Robin's Escapades.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.